One, two, three, hey! Look at Mr. Lee. 3, 4, 5, hey! Look at him die, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Hop, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Hop, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. I've met my dreams.
And gentlemen, it's time for Now You're Cooking, broadcasting live from the house of love we call Mr. Lee's Kitchen, right here every weekday morning on AM 1400 KSHP. We want you to stay tuned for delicious recipes, international cuisine, and culinary masterpieces directly from Mr. Lee's very own kitchen. Now You're Cooking is brought to you by Off the Wall Media in association with Lemonade Productions. And now, here's your hosts. I'm Lou Angel, sitting alongside the best cook in town, Master Chef Mr. Lee.
Well, good morning. How is your Labor Day?
It was fab. It was fab. It was full of brand new babies and taking care of kids.
Full of love and children and all that good stuff.
And cooking food on the grill and, you know, all the good stuff. Outside stuff, you know, being outside.
Yeah, it was a beautiful weekend, too. It wasn't too hot,
yeah,
huh?
and it was even great when it rained.
Yeah, I love when it rains. Any
know.
change of climate around here is great. I love the sunshine, but I also love the rain.
What have you got for us today, Mr. Lee?
Well, you've already had a few bites of it, actually.
I am loving this.
I've been
This is really good. This is a quiche, everybody. Oh, and it's still warm from coming out of the oven. Not the microwave, the oven.
All the people around here get mad if I make them hungry and then don't feed them, so I have to feed everybody every day, which I'm happy to do.
You are spoiling us rotten.
I'm going to make you a quiche and give you lots of options on what you can put in it. I'm going to tell you how to make the perfect hash browns, some brown baked potatoes, which are leftovers that you can use up, the perfect scrambled eggs, buttery, yummy scrambled eggs. We all love those.
Right.
I'm going to tell you how to make rice, sort of a rice
Grits?
gruel. Yeah, it's like grits, only it's rice.
Really?
Yeah, so I'll tell you how to make that, and your kids will even like it because it's a little sweet. And then we're going to review a restaurant.
All right, everybody. Would you like
what's
to get
that green
involved?
stuff that's on that thing that you brought in this morning?
It's spinach.
It's green. So Spidey doesn't know what it is. All right, everybody. Would you like to get involved with the program? We'd love to hear about what you ate this weekend. 221 PATE, P-A-T-E. And another thing we'd like to hear is any stories you have about this weekend and about food, because this weekend was so cool because, as you know, Mark McGwire got 61 home runs, okay?
He's one away.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
And looks so good doing it. Oh, those arms, come on. Oh,
They're
with
as
the
big as my
arms
waist.
already. Oh, jeez. Anyway, God bless you, Mark McGwire. You gave baseball a new feeling in my house, I tell you. But the whole thing was, now I told
Yeah,
you,
I think the first time we ever watched a whole game.
oh, it's fabulous. My sister, as you know, had a baby.
Yeah.
So I was over her house helping
And
her
she has
out.
18 names. What is her name?
Her name is Gianna Dominica Celestial.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Please,
In
the
English.
show's not that long. We only have an hour here. But as we were talking about food, all of a sudden my brother-in-law comes in the house and says, "Did Bev tell you the story about the mother's cookies?" And I'm going, "No." And it turns out that about 2 years ago, my sister was at McFrugal's and she bought 4 packages on sale. You know how they always reduce the prices. 4 of those mother's cookies packages. Inside each one of them was the rookie card from Mark McGwire.
Stop the madness.
Get out of town. Can you stand it? So I thought, wouldn't it be great if people would call in and tell us what other kind of buried treasures they have found in their bottle caps and their food packages.
Hey, we're still looking for Benjamin in that.
I know, and if anybody has
out there has Benjamin, we'll buy it.
This Pepsi game has got me crazy. Does anybody have the word really?
Yeah, it's driving me crazy, too. Every time you twist one open and it's another 2-letter word.
So get involved with the show, everybody. 221-PATE, 221-7283. And now for the news you can use. Little food for thought for Las Vegas here, the day after Labor Day weekend. And I wonder how many of you were barbecuing steak. Those who find that they love steak well done, here's some news for you. Researchers at the National Cancer Institute have found that people who broil or fry their beef until it is very well done are roughly 3 times as likely to get stomach cancer, as are those who prefer their beef rare or medium rare. The carcinogen is not that, the black stuff on the outside, not the charred stuff, but it's actually the high temperatures produced in these cooking methods, particularly if they're used over long periods of time, that cause the problem. Heating beef to high temperatures transforms compounds found in animal protein into carcinogenic heterocyclic amines. Cooking meat to a state less than well done produces fewer of these carcinogens. Something to keep in mind. I think it's something you work into gradually.
Yeah, I've heard all kinds of scary stuff about beef. You're supposed to cook it well done, and now you hear this, so what do? I don't know. If I had the answer, I would tell you, but I don't have the answer.
Right. You got to watch the blood on the rareness for the E. coli thing.
Right.
But isn't that mostly in the ground beef?
In ground beef, it's really bad, but in other beef, it's also present. So you have to be careful, but who wants an overcooked steak?
Okay, so a little on the medium well side.
Medium well, I would guess is
That's
probably
just
your best
how
bet.
I like it.
All right. You've got to cook mine.
Well, you know what I'm going to have to do is when the callers come in, I'm just going to have to interrupt you.
All right. We put you right on the air, folks, so just let it ring.
No screening, just let it ring, and I'll answer it, and you'll be live on the air.
All right. Did anybody have any blueberries this weekend? Blues News is new research shows that the intense blue of the low bush wild blueberry is a reflection of its rich source of anthocyanins. These are antioxidants that are beginning to get serious attention for their disease-fighting potential. The research was inspired by the European bilberry, which is even more replete with anthocyanins and has a long history in folk medicine. Anthocyanins are now being investigated to see if they help protect against eye, inflammatory, joint, and blood vessel diseases. And a final note in pulmonary disease regarding asthma and omega. Now, I don't know if anybody out here has seen any change in their allergies, in their asthma, but for someone who's lived here 21 years in Las Vegas like I have, air.
I've never had any allergies, and I'm sneezing.
Yes.
Yeah, the same thing with a bunch of friends of mine. They've never had allergies, but this year it's pretty bad.
There's something real bad in the air out there, folks.
Well, we're making our own island here. I mean, this is, acre by acre with all that greenery, and you're bound to have more moisture.
You'll have to hang out at Steve Wynn's Ocean.
Anybody
Which one?
Anybody seen any insects lately? I'm sure there's going to be an influx of insects.
I know at my house it's
Flying
crazy.
ones,
Yeah, we've got grasshoppers, and for the first time in my life, we have ants and roaches like I've never seen. I've never had a bug in my house, and all of a sudden this year they're all coming inside. So I'm having to get the house sprayed constantly.
Welcome to the island of Las Vegas. That guy didn't know how right he was.
Exactly.
All right, an alarming increase in childhood asthma rates during the past 20 years has researchers worldwide searching for causes and treatment. Now, some investigators believe that diet can help control the condition. An Australian research team from the Royal Prince Alfred Hospital in Sydney observed that local children who regularly consumed fresh, oily fish had 1/4 the occurrence of asthma as children who do not regularly eat this type of fish. The connection may be that the omega-3 fatty acids in fish, like salmon, blue mackerel, and bluefin tuna, help prevent airway inflammation. Other studies, however, have not shown fish oils to reduce symptoms in adults who already suffer from asthma, even when taken in more concentrated doses. The anti-inflammatory protection of omega-3s may work against the condition only while lungs are in the developmental stage, according to researcher Ann Woolcock. It may be because fish oil has an effect on the disease process in children, or that we're seeing the effects of lifelong eating habits. Woolcock and her colleagues are now conducting trials to see if they can reproduce the earlier findings in a clinical setting. So we'll keep you informed as we get the news you can use. All right, everybody, we're going to take for a brief intermission. Remind you that you're listening to Now You're Cooking. I'm Lou Angel. We've got Spidey on the phones waiting to take your call. And, of course, Miss Quiche Lorraine herself with the best quiche in town, Mr. Lee. Come on, pick up the phone and let me know those food stories. Ever find any buried treasure out there?
What if every time you saw a plus sign, you thought it was a minus sign? So you subtracted instead of added. So 2 plus 2 really equaled 0. What if you thought a plus sign looked like a long division sign? So you divided every time instead of adding. So 2 plus 2 really equaled 1. And what if you didn't realize that every time you saw a 2, it was always a 2? Or you did, but only after reminding yourself that it was 2 or 3 times. In that case, nothing would be as hard as adding 2 plus 2. Now, if this all sounds somewhat confusing, just imagine how confused you'd feel if you had to go through this every time you went to first grade math class, or a total of 5 times a week. But the good news is, with the right help, most kids with learning disabilities go on to do well in school. So this is one math problem that can be solved. Call 1-888-478-MIND to find out more information. Coordinated Campaign for Learning Disabilities. There's no reason to be held back. This message has been brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wow, she is lethal with that shopping cart. And you'd love to just smash back into her. But you decide on a little civility instead. After all, you've never walked in her shoes. Maybe they pinch. So you give her the benefit of the doubt. Unclench your teeth and smile. Hey, civility works. One of you feels better already. And she might too.
A civil little thought from the people of the United Methodist Church.
Your place to shop and save in Las Vegas is K-Shop, AM 1400, KSHP, North Las Vegas.
Welcome to the pages of Eating Well magazine, ladies and gentlemen, the primary source of health and nutrition news, featured on Now You're Cooking with Mr. Lee. Eating Well magazine is available to advise, educate, and guide us through the maze of food claims and chaos. You'll love the health information, articles, and wonderful recipes, along with its balance of imagination, good taste, and sound nutrition. Eating Well is yours by simply calling 1-800-678-0541. You can also visit their website at eatingwell.com. Are you tired of having to make a special trip for the Sunday paper just to clip the grocery coupons? Are you heartbroken because Vons quit doubling their coupons? Now, by simply cruising by valuepage.com, you can select the coupons you use, print them out, and start saving money today. VALUPAGE.com is offering you WebBucks Las Vegas. That's right, print out the money-saving items you usually buy. Go to the store, the checker scans your printed sheet, and for every item you buy, you'll receive a WebBuck to be used as cash next time you go to the store. This is the future of coupons, so visit VALUPAGE.com today, because printing Value Page is just like printing money, honey. All right, Mr. Lee.
And we
Can I
always
finish
do...
my quiche now?
Okay, you can finish your quiche. I'm going to talk a little about Value Page. I love the Value Page. And normally we would do that on a Monday, but since this is a crazy week because we had a couple days off, they let us out. They let us out of the institution a few days this weekend. We're going to do that on Friday. No, on Thursday. On Friday we're going to do our Eating Well show.
This is so good. Is this fresh spinach?
No, actually that's frozen spinach, believe it or not.
Hard to believe.
It's hard to believe. Yeah, you know, you can fool anybody if you do it right. So I'm going to tell you how I made that quiche that you're eating right at this very moment. because I know you can't talk because you're eating. So what you're gonna need either three slices of really thick bacon. You can get that in the deli section, or just 6 slices of your regular bacon. And then you just fry it up crispy like you do your normal bacon. Everybody knows how to do that, right? You just put it in the pan, no oil needed, and it makes its own oil. And then you've got some bacon. So you let that cool. So you do that first, okay?
Is that turkey bacon?
No, that's real bacon.
Okay.
The real stuff. I know you hate the fake stuff, so you can eat that. Even though there's spinach in it, you can eat it. Then you'll need 4 large eggs, and you'll need 2 cups of cream. Please don't ask the calorie count. And eating well, I'm sorry.
Did I?
But it's so delicious, which is 1 pint. So when you go to the store and you go and get your milk, you just make sure you get a pint of
Here's
cream.
Spidey, try
It's
a
not
bite.
eating well day.
It's not eating well day. That's Friday. Today is recovering from the weekend day.
This
Okay,
is
wait a
gonna
minute.
do it.
Any bites of this that's not green?
No, you have to eat the green stuff.
Oh man.
Come on, eat it.
It's
You'll
so
like
good.
it. I promise you'll
I
like
can't
it.
eat it.
Take 1 bite. Close your eyes and take 1 bite.
Try the crust.
How many times have I heard that
Oh
line?
yeah. Okay. All right.
Here we go.
Everybody who has someone in their family who hates the green stuff.
I hate spinach.
But you just got a whole bunch of calcium and iron.
Ugh.
So anyway, what you got your bacon all fried up already. Now you take in a separate bowl, you take 4 large eggs, 2 cups of cream, 1 cup of grated Swiss cheese, or you could use any kind of cheese you like. I like Swiss cheese, and that's what I put in there. But you could use Colby, Jack, cheddar, whatever you need. And then 1 cup of spinach. Don't say a word, Spidey.
Wait. Actually, it's starting to taste good.
He's going back for an. Oh my God.
He's eating something green twice
He's
in a
eating-
row.
He's
A
going
whole
back for
mouthful
another
this time.
bite.
It's not bad, is it?
It's not.
Mikey likes it.
He likes it. They like me. They really like me.
Oh no.
So you're going to need 1 cup of spinach that's already been cooked. Now, I bought the frozen spinach, which is so easy. You just take it out of the thing, and that's about, one of the big packs is about a cup. Once you squeeze all the stuff out, because I have big, strong hands. You've
That's
felt
what I heard.
well, you felt a massager too. So squeeze out all the juice from that, because one of the things with this is you don't want to have a lot of extra juice. And you're going to need 4 large mushrooms, or 6 smaller ones, a little salt and pepper, a pinch of nutmeg. Okay, now what you do is you fried your bacon already. So you take your bacon out of the pan, put it over on your paper towels to drain. And you've still got that bacon grease in there. Well, we don't like to call it grease. What shall we call it? We'll call it bacon.
Extract.
Bacon extract.
Extract of
Okay.
bacon.
Extract de bacon. That's what we're calling it today.
And that's the best part.
That's the best part.
No.
So in there, that's when you can get creative. That's when you take your mushrooms that you've chopped up into slices, and you can add some onions or some peppers, and you saute all that because you want to get rid of that moisture, which is what you do when you saute mushrooms. Okay, so now picture it. You've got your pan with your mushrooms in it, all sauteed. Now you add that with the Swiss cheese and the spinach and all that stuff into a pie crust.
All right.
Okay?
You're on the air with Mr. Lee. Who's here?
Hello.
You're in the kitchen.
Hi, this is Jared.
Hi, Jared. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Just great. You have a question for us today?
No, I was calling about the savings coupons.
The
web
value
bucks,
page.
Yeah.
Do you have one available for the Hungry Hunter?
It's not a certificate. What we are advertising is valuepage.com. You print out your own value page, you take it to the store. If you buy anything on the value page, then you get a web buck for it that can be used as cash the next time you go back to the store.
Do you have a computer?
No, I don't.
Do you have
Well-
access to one?
Just get access to one.
If anyone you know has access to one, they can print them out for you.
Okay.
Okay, so just find somebody you know that has access to a computer, and they'll print them out for you. All you have to do is type in valuepage.com,
Uh-huh.
and they will print them out. And then which store do you normally shop at?
I'm not sure I'm following. I go by your office on Sahara and Jones.
But this is a different show. This isn't the radio shopping show.
Oh, okay, I'm calling for the radio shopping show.
I know, but I'm telling you, there's another way to save money, too, valuepage.com. You do go to the grocery store, don't you?
Sure do.
Price Right, Smith's, and Lucky's all
Uh-huh.
participate in this.
Uh-huh.
So when you go to your Internet Explorer,
Right.
you type in www.valupage.com.
Okay.
You put in your zip code, and it'll bring up Smith's, Price Right, and Lucky's.
Okay.
And you print out the store you go to.
All right.
It's just that simple.
Sounds simple.
Thanks for the call and thanks for listening.
All right,
And keep
thank you.
listening to the shopping show, too.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Phone lines are open, folks. We want to get that buried treasure story of yours. 221-PATE 7283. My sister found 4 Mark McGuire rookie cards in Mother's Cookies at McFrugal's, okay?
Before he was a star.
Oh, okay. I know somebody else out there has a story like that.
Well, we've got somebody in the house here who wants to talk about my quiche.
Oh.
This is my best girl, Mary.
Oh, I love you, Mr. Lee. And let me tell you something. If I was not married, I'd be on my hands and knees right now because
you'd have to get behind me.
He's so good to us here at the radio station, and I just want to thank you personally in front of all these thousands of people out there. Please call into this show because this man can cook. He feeds us every morning. The best quiche in the world that I have had was this morning from this man right here.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very
thank
much.
Thank you so much. I think I would cry.
And the peach pie last week, the best crust.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys like it. I don't want to foist my food on anyone who doesn't like it, so I'm glad you like it.
Oh, I'm begging for it every day. So thank you very much, and give a call in right
You're
now.
more than welcome. I enjoy it.
221-7283. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mary.
Thanks,
oh, you're a
darling.
doll. So sweet. Wow.
All right, so we're back to our quiche that I've been talking about all morning, and you're probably sick of hearing about. We've got our bacon, our 4 large eggs, 2 cups. Don't cringe. 2 cups of cream, which is 1 pint, a cup of Swiss cheese, a cup of spinach that's been cooked and drained, and then 4 large sautéed mushrooms, a little salt and pepper, and a pinch of nutmeg. Now that's your filling that you're going to put into your quiche. And then you put a normal pie crust. I'll tell you how to do that in just a minute. And you can add, if you want, some crab or some shrimp or some ham or Canadian bacon.
Okay.
You know, if you want to get meaty on you.
I'll take them all.
Take them all, okay. And so then you preheat your oven while you're doing all that mixing to 425. And you put the whole shebang in there at 425 for about 15 minutes. Then once your timer goes off, you reduce the heat to 325 and bake it for 35 minutes. So you're baking a total of 50 minutes. It takes you about 10 minutes to cook this stuff up. It's not a big deal. We're talking about an hour. And
it tastes so good.
And all your guests that you had over Labor Day weekend will love this.
Anybody who loves that pot pie effect, you know how the crust, the Marie Callender's pot pie, how that crust is that perfect amount.
See, now I see Spidey over here. Mr.
On.
I hate spinach.
I'm just hungry.
Scarfing. He is scarfing down that quiche.
He's eating it, folks. If your kids or your husband or someone that you love hates the green stuff, Spidey is eating Mr. Lee's quiche.
One, because I'm hungry.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what it is. You hate it, but you're hungry, right? Okay, now what you got to have is a side dish, right?
Of course.
Of course. So you can do all kinds of side dishes. Whatever your side dish is, if that's your favorite, use your favorite. But I'm going to tell you a couple things that are really easy. Here's one that I came upon, and my brother-in-law thanks me every day of my life, every time I talk to him for doing this, because my sister took up my recipe. We exchange recipes a lot because our whole family is a bunch of cooks, and we're a bunch of pigs, and we love to eat. So, okay, well, we have a call in, and I'll give you the recipe right after that. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hi. Is the radio shopping show on now?
No, the radio shopping show ends at 9 o'clock, and they'll be on again tonight.
Oh.
This is Now You're Cooking with Mr. Lee. Do you have any cooking questions or comments?
No, I don't.
Do you want to hear any good cooking recipes?
No, I hate cooking.
You hate cooking?
I'm lazy.
Well, you're the person we want to talk to.
What do you think
then.
I'm trying to find the restaurant?
Get over here and put an apron on, woman.
That's why I'm trying to find the restaurants.
Well, listen in, because later on we're going to do a review of the Hash House. And Hash House is a great restaurant, so if you don't feel like cooking, you can always go there.
Well, I'm listening. Okay.
Well, keep on
thanks.
listening, because we're going to give you a review later on.
Thanks so much.
Okay,
You know, Mr.
thanks for
Lee,
calling in.
Bye-bye.
This woman sounds just like me. I hate cooking.
I know.
It seems like such drudgery to most of us, and you make it look so easy, which is why I really wanted you on the air to help us and help everybody listening, the people who want to go to restaurants all the time. I want to tell you something. If you get into a mindset where you start to enjoy it, this will be your claim to fame, folks. We've got good stuff, and we want to help you fix it. So keep it right here. You're listening to Now You're Cooking I'm Lou Angel. Spidey's on the phones. And of
And
course,
I'm
Mr.
Mr.
Lee is here to help you. We want to hear about your secret recipes, your stories, and that buried treasure that you found in a bottle cap somewhere. Give us a call at 221-7283. We'll be back after this.
She better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's going to be rain and I'll go.
Do you have dreams?
Do you have goals?
Everyone does.
No matter what race or color they are.
Talk to each other.
Listen to each other.
Sure, we're all different.
But we're also all the same.
Understand the similarities.
Respect the differences.
Help end prejudice in your lifetime. Call 1-800-934-3430 or log on to www.whitehouse.gov. Together we can build one America in the 21st century. Brought to you by the President's Initiative on Race, the Leadership Conference Education Fund, and the Ad Council.
Dear Jim, I just wanted to tell you the things I love so much about you. Like your pasty white belly and how it fits in those tight shirts that my friends think you shouldn't be wearing. I love how you do that thing where you mash 4 slices of bread into a massive ball of dough and stuff it in your mouth. That's so adorable. And what about when you tell those same jokes from reruns that you've seen over and over again? They make me laugh every single time. Other guys play sports or go running or do something outside, but not you. You're different.
Guys, rest assured you will never in your life meet a girl like this.
P.S. I can't wait until we cuddle in front of pro wrestling all day this Saturday. I hear it's a steel cage Texas death match.
Get some exercise. Get up. Get out. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council and the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports.
The heat is on, Las Vegas, so join us for the coolest cooking talk show in town. Now You're Cooking with Mr. Lee.
Join me, Mr. Lee, for Now You're Cooking every weekday morning at 9 a.m. right after the radio shopping show.
For some hot topics and really cool cuisine, join us every weekday morning at 9 for Now You're Cooking with Mr. Lee.
That's me. Come hungry.
AM 1400 and Screwballs are giving you a chance to win $10,000 in cash during the 1998 Denver Bronco football season. Screwballs, of course, is your home for Denver Bronco football, located at 2460 West Warm Springs near the Las Vegas Strip. All you've got to do to win 10 grand is register to win at Screwballs. Go there prior to every Denver Bronco football game, predict the halftime and final score of that week's game, and you could win $10,000 in cash. We will be broadcasting live 1 hour prior to every Denver Bronco football game here on AM 1400. Go to Screwballs, watch the game, and win $10,000. Screwballs will have great prizes every week, plus a free halftime buffet. Your home for the Denver Broncos is Screwballs, located at 2460 West Warm Springs near the Las Vegas Strip. Go there, register to win $10,000 in cash, courtesy of Screwballs and AM 1400.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Now You're Cooking with Mr. Lee. And before we get back to the show, we want to remind you all that Eating Well magazine is the primary source of health and nutrition news featured here on Now You're Cooking. We wouldn't use anybody else. EatingWell.com is at your service. And you won't believe this website, folks. EatingWell.com. Now, if you're heartbroken because Vons quit doubling their coupons, we want to remind you to visit valuepage.com, VALUPAGE, VALUPAGE.com. Turn your printer into a printing press by printing out valuepage.com, VALUPAGE. And now, I'm Lou Angel. We've got phone lines open at 221-PATE-7283 with your Master Chef, Las Vegas, Mr. Lee.
And don't forget to tune in on Thursdays when we do our Value Page Day. Well, normally
That's right,
we do it a different
do all
day,
the recipes.
but it's after a holiday and we're all sort of reeling from it. So on Thursday, I will tell you exactly what to make.
Okay.
That you can get on sale. But today, we're going to do all kinds of stuff. Remember the lady who just called in? She was talking about she didn't like to cook.
Right.
Well, everyone knows how to make a baked potato, right?
Right.
That's one thing we can all do.
What?
Even I can do that.
A what?
Yeah.
Does it
Spell
come
it.
sliced?
No. Maybe in some areas. I don't know. We'll check on the value page and see. But just make your baked potatoes. And when you make your baked potatoes, make a few extra. That's what I always do. And then you keep them in the refrigerator. You don't have to make any big deal of it.
Oh.
And you take your baked potato and you slice it into quarters, put a little salt and pepper on it, and brown it in some butter in a pan. Now, everyone thinks that's a big deal, but once you get it, it's so good.
So you're frying baked potatoes.
Right, and you can do it in the same pan you're doing your eggs or you're doing your anything else.
Right on.
So that's no big deal. And that always goes great alongside that quiche that I described. It's a little more complicated.
It would be good with this.
Yeah, I didn't bring you the potatoes.
It's all
but,
gone, folks, by the way, too.
yeah.
The man who hates spinach just, like, left me with a crust.
He's scarfed. He's scarfed, okay?
I had 1.5 bites.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh. You had a big old hunk of quiche is what you had. And if you're feeling a little more ambitious, you can always make some hash browns. Now, hash browns are easy to make. Everyone thinks they're a big deal, too, but this is what you do to make hash browns. You need about 5 medium potatoes. That's like 1 per person, because I always do my recipes for 4 people. 1 per person, and then we always call it 1 for the pot when you're the cook. You always have to add an extra. Because there's always, because it'll get eaten.
Oh,
Trust
no.
me.
Yeah, you got to taste it, right?
Yeah, it'll get eaten.
You're going to have to put all these little cliches in that cookbook that you're going to write.
Yeah, and a newsletter. We're going to have a newsletter going here pretty soon.
Oh, terrific.
So we'll have a
The
newsletter. and a cookbook.
post-mortem.
The post-mortem of what I do every day. So all you do is peel your potatoes. We all know how to peel a potato. And then grate them on that old box grater that Grandma gave you. And I like to soak them for a little bit in just plain old water, cold water, because that removes some of the starch. Because have you ever had potatoes and they turn kind of gray and they're not so pretty?
Yes, you're kidding me, right?
Yeah, no, that's the starch.
That can be stopped?
It can be stopped.
No,
Stop
they
the
think
starch.
They think I'm, pretending, but I'm really not. I didn't know that.
Now you know.
Get out of here.
So all you do
This is amazing.
just soak them for a minute, because you see, when you put water on a potato and you see all that white stuff in the water?
Yeah.
That's starch. And that's what turns a potato gray when the starch starts to oxidize. And we won't get into oxidation. I took too many science courses in high school. But
No, that is such good information. I love it.
Anyway, that's what you do, and that removes the starch, and it'll stop the oxidation, so your potatoes, when you cook them, won't be gray. They'll be white.
Yeah, but they won't hurt you if you're gray, right?
Oh, no, it won't hurt you at all. It's fine. It's
but
just,
but
it looks
you don't
prettier.
understand.
Well, so I don't know what a
We didn't
normal
know.
potato looks like then.
Well, it just looks prettier if you do it that way. You don't have to do it. If you don't feel like doing it, just pop them in the pan. No biggie. And then you drain them off on paper towels or a tea towel, which is a fancy name for a kitchen towel. And over medium heat, you put a couple tablespoons of butter, and then sprinkle them with salt and pepper once you get them in the pan. And then I cover them, okay?
Yeah.
Because that cooks it all the way through real quick. And leave it go for 15 minutes. So while you're off, you can do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight for about 15 minutes. Let's hope it takes a little longer than that. But anyway, so then you give them a flip over. Use a big old spatula. Or I can do it without a spatula, but you probably can't. So you just give them a little flip. And then cook them for about another 10 or 15 minutes until they're brown on the other side. And you just flip them up a little bit with your spatula and see if they're brown. And that's all there is to it.
It's
now,
too much.
if you want, you could throw in some chopped up onion or some chopped up pepper. And make sure you top it with a little Tabasco to spice up your morning.
Are you getting hungry, Las Vegas? Boy. Grab your pens and papers and write this stuff down. But you know what? If you have a computer, you can email Mr. Lee for this recipe and any other that you hear at mrleeradioshow@yahoo.com. I love that. Yahoo! Mr. Lee Radio Show, one word, lowercase, @yahoo.com. We are broadcasting live from AM 1400 every weekday morning at 9 a.m. right after the radio shopping show. You're listening to Now You're Cooking. This is Lou Angel. We've got phone lines open at 221-PATE. And Spidey will put you right on the air with your master chef and star of the show, Mr. Lee.
That's me.
What else we cooking?
Today we're going to tell you how to make some good scrambled eggs. In case you don't want to go through all the trouble of making that quiche. Doesn't seem like a lot of trouble to me, but some of you may think it's a bit of trouble. Everybody likes scrambled eggs. So you make those great hash browns and make these scrambled eggs go alongside. Now what you're going to need about 2 eggs per person. So, say you're having 4 people, you're going to need 8 eggs. And we can all figure that out. You're going to need a tablespoon of water for every 2 eggs. Now don't use milk, because if you use milk, it doesn't incorporate into the eggs, it separates out.
I'm so embarrassed.
You always use milk?
I've always used milk.
And you always get runny eggs, right?
Oh my god.
So use water, because what water will do is when it hits the hot pan, the water will create steam and puff up the eggs. You're going to have some light and fluffy eggs. Makes sense. Right?
No wonder I hate cooking.
No wonder I've been...
Nothing ever turned
No wonder you've been
out
having
right.
slimy eggs all these years.
God.
And then you're going to need, for each 2 eggs and 1 tablespoon of water, you'll need 2 tablespoons of butter.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
How do you cook it so everything gets to the person hot at the same time?
That's my secret.
That's just style, baby. You either got it or you don't.
Because I gotta have my breakfast. I mean, I gotta have everything hot.
I know.
At
You like
the
it all
same
piping
time.
hot at the same time.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to think ahead a minute and think this is only going to take you maybe 30 seconds. So what you'll need to do is do this last. Get all your other stuff ready. Like if you're doing the quiche, you'd want to start that obviously ahead of time. Of course, if you're doing your potatoes, you want to start those way ahead of time. And then this you just do at the last minute, and then you can just plate it all up at the last minute. I always use a non-stick pan because I just find it easier because eggs stick if you don't use a non-stick pan. So just get a non-stick pan, and you don't have to get the most expensive one. You can get a normal one in the grocery store. And so I put 2 tablespoons of butter. This is for 2 eggs. This is for 1 person. Put 2 tablespoons of butter and get it in the pan. Get it going hot. Then you pop 2 eggs into a regular bowl and whisk them up with a fork or a whisk. I just use a fork. No sense in dirtying another thing. And your tablespoon of water. And once that bubbles start to subside on the butter, that's when you know the butter's hot enough. Before it turns brown, which is I won't give you the French term. I know it'll confuse you.
Do it. Do it. Make my day.
It's a noisette. It means hazelnut. It means hazelnut in French.
Don't mind if I do.
And you don't want it in the noisette stage. You want just as soon as the butter is melted and hot. And then you pop them in there and keep stirring the entire time. And it'll take you 30 seconds. You got the most fabulous scrambled eggs because they'll puff up and be light and fluffy.
Oh, they sound so
And there's
good.
nothing to it.
Oh, nothing like a little fluff.
Now, if you have snot-nosed little brats like we all do in our lives, and they don't want to have scrambled eggs, and they don't want to eat quiche, and they don't want to eat their spinach like Spidey.
They're so bad. All they want is sugar-coated grains.
Exactly. So this is a sugar-coated grain that's actually kind of good for them, too. You know how when you make rice, say you're making a Chinese dinner, you're making anything when you have extra rice. You always have extra rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do right now, as a matter of
fact. Yeah, we always have extra rice in the house.
I do.
So what you're going to do is make this rice gruel that I'm proposing for all of you.
Rice gruel.
Yeah.
Is this sort of like a watered-down bread pudding, rice pudding?
Yeah, it's sort of like oatmeal, only it's rice.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So just think of it that way.
Yeah.
So, this was nicknamed from, old Bobovich, my long-time friend. He eats at my house all the time like everyone else does. And I made this for him, and he said, hey, that's good. So I think your kids will like this. What you need is 2 cups of pre-cooked rice from the night before. And if you don't have any pre-cooked rice, of course, you can cook your rice normally that morning. Then you'll need a cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, and just a little sprinkling of cinnamon or nutmeg, whatever you like. Put it all in the pot and cook it till it starts to get a little thick, but still soupy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, it's no big deal.
Couple raisins.
Yeah, you could throw some raisins in there. You can put anything you want in there.
Now, wait a minute, because I've never made rice pudding either. That's another thing that scares me.
That's another drama for another day.
If you wanted to turn this into rice pudding, could you?
You probably
Answer
could.
that as soon as we get this call, will you?
Will you have a caller?
You're on the air. You're in the kitchen.
Thank you.
Hi there. How are you today? What's your name?
Charlene.
Hi, Charlene. How are you?
Fine, thanks. I'd like to know how you cook the yellow rice, the fried rice. I'm having a heck of a time. I fix it the normal way, and it's real tough, like boil it and stuff. But I'd like to fry it, and I don't have any idea what to do.
And I'll be listening to this, too.
Okay, well, what's probably happening, if it turns out tough, is you're overcooking it. That's my guess.
Overcooking it? Uh-huh.
Yeah, so what you would probably want to do is take, what kind of vegetables do you like in there?
Well, I don't usually put vegetables in it. I have it just plain or add a little onion in it once in a while.
Okay, yeah,
stuff like that.
So if you put a little onion or maybe a little garlic, that kind of thing, for
Okay.
flavoring, and salt and pepper and a little soy and Another common ingredient is scrambled eggs that we just talked about in fried rice.
Uh-huh.
And I would just say what you're probably doing is cooking it a little too long.
Uh-huh.
And if it starts to get a little tough on you, add a little moisture. Add some either chicken stock. You know, you can use the canned kind too. You don't have to use the regular, or add a little water, just plain old water.
Okay.
And then it'll keep it from getting tough, because what's happening is the starch is developing too much on the outside and it's toughening up the rice.
Okay, now what about frying it? You put it in a frying pan with a little oil in it, right?
Right.
And then how much water do you add if you want it, like Spanish fried, and add sauce and all that stuff?
Well, how much rice are you talking about making for how many people?
2.
For 2 people, so you would probably only need less than a quarter cup. You know, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan is what you need.
Okay. And that's it. And then you add a little bit of onion to that for flavor, and then you add how much sauce, like tomato sauce. I like.
If you were making for 2 people, I would say probably like half a cup, something like that, or just a can. You know, that's the great thing about cooking is you can improvise as you go.
Okay.
You know, it's not an exact science.
What about stewed tomatoes in there?
Yeah, stewed tomatoes would be great.
Okay.
And
that's a good. I'll have the ones with stewed tomatoes.
You know, the other thing you can do is they have stewed tomatoes now that have different flavorings. You can get a Mexican style, or you can get a Italian style, or you can get
Italian, great.
Yeah, so just use that, and then you don't have to add any other seasonings. You could even skip the onion because you have the stewed tomato with the onion.
Okay.
So that would be
That's
really
true.
easy.
Yeah.
Lee, talking about overcooking rice, what is the recommended time for cooking rice?
Okay, regular rice, this is how you make regular rice. You take, say, 1 cup of rice. This will feed probably 4 people. 1 cup of rice to 3 cups of water. Put it in the pot, turn it on high. When it comes to a boil, turn it down to medium, let it simmer for about 15 minutes, and you're going to have perfect rice every time.
Okay, on the thing it said you cook it 40 minutes on the big package we got. You cook it 40 minutes.
I've never cooked rice that long.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Doctor, I think you've saved the patient.
Yeah, really, that's for sure.
They have a bad chef in their test kitchen.
They have
because
a niche in there.
Oh, wow.
Like 15 to 20 minutes is about all it really takes to cook rice.
Okay, and thank you very much for your help.
Oh, well, thank you for listening.
Okay.
We appreciate the call, Charlene.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Now you're cooking, everybody, with Mr. Lee. Would you like to join us in the kitchen? Phone lines are open at 221-PATE, 221-PATE. We do appreciate you tuning us on, Las Vegas. You feel like you want to slap that frappe? Mr. Lee is here in the kitchen to help you. This is Lou Angel, Spidey's man on the phones. Give us a call on air, 221-7283. Gonna take a little break, stir these pots and pans up, and get ready to eat when we come back.
I have one thing to say. You better work.
Get the latest sports information just prior to kickoff every weekend with the Weekend Sports Page, hosted by Dave Arnone. Dave will be broadcasting live every Saturday and Sunday morning, live from the Wild Wild West Sportsbook, located on Tropicana near I-15. Go on down, see Dave, make your bets, and check out the Wild Wild West. They don't call it the best little casino in Las Vegas for nothing. Broadcasting live, the Weekend Sports Page, every Saturday and Sunday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. at the Wild Wild West. Be sure to catch Las Vegas's only live, local, primetime talk show on AM 1400 weeknights at 6. Monday through Friday at 6 p.m., hosted by Alex Shelton and Dave Arnone. You'll hear from the top handicappers during the 1998 college and NFL season. Plus, your phone calls are always welcome. Sportsline, sports talk with no jive, heard only on AM 1400 KSHP.
The heat is on, Las Vegas, so join us for the coolest cooking talk show in town. Now You're Cooking with Mr. Lee.
Join me, Mr. Lee, for Now You're Cooking every weekday morning at 9 a.m. right after the radio shopping show.
For some hot topics and really cool cuisine, join us every weekday morning at 9 for Now You're Cooking with Mr. Lee.
That's me. Come hungry.
Your place to shop and save in Las Vegas is K-Shop, AM 1400, KSHP, North Las Vegas.
Welcome back to the future of talk radio, everybody, where we bring the chef directly into your kitchen. Mr. Lee is here and at your service, 221-7283. Got a problem with bumps and clumps? 221-7283. Give us a call. 221-PATE. Want to slap that frappe? Pick up the phone right now because the doctor is in. Hey, Mr. Lee, you have a very special restaurant review today. Someone that's near and dear to my heart because this woman can cook.
She can cook up a storm.
Oh, and the breakfast is my absolute favorite. Like I said before, 21 years in this town, I've eaten everywhere, and Mary's Hash House is where I go to have breakfast when you're not cooking quiche.
When I'm not cooking, that's where I go to. You can't cook every day. And the lovely lady who was listening earlier, this is where I'm telling you to go. It's the Hash House. It's 6000 Spring Mountain Road. It's right near Jones. It's in the Buzzard Eye Clinic.
The Buzzard Eye Clinic.
I call it the Buzzard Eye Clinic. The Buzzard Eye Clinic Center. And you'll see a huge sign, and you can't miss it. And the food there is phenomenal. Their phone number is 873-9479. And Mary, if you're out there, I love you. You make the best breakfast of anybody. What they do there that I love, too, is their coffee is so good.
You know, well, you were with me when we went there last week.
Yeah, we were there
the
other day.
And you saw how overcome I was when I ordered the flavored coffee of the day.
Yeah, they had their coffee of the
day.
day.
And like yours came and mine didn't. You know why?
They were brewing it fresh.
They were brewing it fresh for me.
They actually brew fresh coffee.
Yahoo!
If their coffee is old, they just throw it away, and they brew fresh coffee. What a concept, isn't it?
It's pretty special.
Yeah, and besides, they're the nicest people. When I go to a restaurant, I have different kinds of thoughts in my head. Sometimes you want to go to that special romantic...
Here's your music.
You want to go to that special romantic restaurant sometimes.
Yes, where no couple has gone before.
Yeah, with the dark cavernous corners and all of that stuff. And then there are the restaurants you go to that are just your family Italian chow 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 restaurants. And you've got your, your Mexican restaurants, and you've got your TGI Friday kind of restaurants where just you can take anyone. And then there are restaurants you go and you just feel like you're at home.
Yes.
And that's what I feel like when I go to Hash House. I feel like I'm at home in the kitchen, except I don't have to cook.
Would you like to go where no cook has gone before and loved it? We want you to try Mary's Hash House, everybody. Tell her that you heard about her on Now You're Cooking with Mr. Lee. Now let's go to the phones. You're in the kitchen with Mr. Lee. Who's this?
This is Dave Gaunt.
Hi, Dave. How you doing?
All right.
What do you have today?
Is this the radio shopping?
No, the radio shopping ends at 9, but they'll be on again tonight.
Oh, it's not on in the morning anymore, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's on in the morning.
7 to 9, honey.
7 to 9.
Now, I've got a question for you, since you called us up.
Oh.
Did you do any barbecuing or cooking this weekend?
My wife did.
What'd she make?
We had lamb on a spit.
Oh,
ooh, that sounds delightful.
Yeah.
See, people go all out for Labor Day.
Yeah. Every holiday is an excuse, isn't it?
You're on at 3 o'clock?
I'm sorry?
You're again on at 3 o'clock?
No, the shopping show will be on this afternoon, but we're only on 9 o'clock every weekday.
Okay.
This is the Now You're Cooking show with Mr. Lee.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
We're not.
We're not. We're glad you called.
What time is the shopping show on?
It's on 7 to 9 in the morning, and then I think 3 to 6 at night.
Okay.
Okay, babe.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the
Keep
call.
tuning in.
Bye-bye.
Now You're Cooking with Mr. Lee. What else we have, Mr. Lee? We're talking about the Hash House over there on Spring Mountain and Jones, right behind the Bizarre Eye Clinic, everybody. Please stop in. Hey, do it for yourself. This is a treat that will make you feel like you're in the kitchen with Mom.
Well, you know me. Normally when I cook, I'm so tired of the food by the time it gets to the table that I don't eat anything.
Yeah.
And you're always saying, you eat like a bird, you eat
You're
like a bird.
the king of styrofoam.
Yeah. And so I don't eat anything. This place was so good. Well, I've been there a million times, but the food is so good there. I stuffed myself. I was full half the day, and then I ate the leftovers later on.
My daughter and I go there, and my daughter won't get a waffle anyplace else.
Oh,
as
they're
you
waffles.
know.
Yeah, they're like 2 inches thick.
Yes.
They're huge.
Now, she's a vegetarian, as you know, so she doesn't eat the breakfast meat. But she'll go in there and have Mary's eggs and hash browns, you know, the home fries with all the peppers and stuff in there, and also the waffles. These waffles, folks, have to be 2 inches tall.
We were fighting over the waffles the other day.
Oh, will melt in your mouth.
You know what she should try the other day, what I had, because I don't eat a lot of meat either. I'll eat chicken or fish sometimes, but I can go without meat all day without bothering
Yes.
me. The other day I had their veggie melt, and it was Swiss cheese, 3 deckers high. It was Swiss cheese, and it had avocado and tomato and all the other fixings on there. And it was to die
Maybe
for.
we should go there after work today.
I'm getting hungry again.
This is work.
After we
by
finish
the
off
way.
the quiche.
Really. We'd love to hear a testimonial from your favorite restaurant, everybody. I know all you radio shopping folks out there listening have a favorite restaurant. Who are they? We'd like to know. We would certainly like to know, and we'd like to hear about that buried treasure that you found inside your pack of Mother's cookies. My sister found 4 rookie cards from Mark McGuire's rookie year inside Mother's Cookies at McFrugal's. Do you have a story like that? I think they said they were valued at something like $1,200 a piece right now.
And that's
if
right
he breaks
now.
the record, I hear the price going up.
Yeah, it'll probably at least double, I'm sure.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh, this is great. I'm so excited. Anyway, give us a call. Do you have questions for the cook? 221-7283.
All right, well, we're finishing up our wrap-up of Hash House here. And don't forget, it's at 6000 Spring Mountain Road, right near Jones, 873-9479. And the other thing you always get there are grits.
I love grits.
You love grits, and she makes some fierce grits.
And I cannot make grits. I mean, you would think.
We'll do a grits show. We won't talk about what you did to grits, darling.
Oh, man.
But she makes
I need a
fabulous
doctor.
grits. And the other thing she makes, she has all kinds of hashes, because it's the Hash House.
That's right.
She makes corned beef hash, and she makes pork hash, I think, and she makes a chicken hash that'll knock your socks off.
Chicken hash, roast beef hash.
Roast beef hash.
That's what
yeah,
it is.
That's
And
the
then
one.
the corned beef hash.
Yeah. And the chicken hash is low fat and full of vegetables, and it's so good.
And I asked her one time, "Hey Mary, what's your favorite?" And she said the chicken hash. So, and I had to go for it, and I did love it.
And you know what I love
loved it.
there is, whether it's busy or slow, they always make you feel like you are the most important customer in the place.
This is true.
And
He's telling you straight, folks.
And they constantly give you refills on your coffee, even if it's the specialty coffee. And if they run out, they don't say, "I'm sorry, we're out of that." They brew you a fresh pot.
We're very impressed. You know, Mr. Lee and I, we're old-time vegans. We have been spoiled rotten. We even remember what a comp is.
Yeah,
Remember?
those good old days. We never paid for anything.
I mean,
My
I
first
didn't
20
even
years here, I never
know.
paid for anything. Now all of a sudden I have to pay for things
I
unless
have
I'm
no
rated.
idea. I
don't-
haven't seen the effects show. I haven't seen the
I haven't
thing
seen
at
anything. We don't
the
do anything.
Riviera. They are so expensive right now to get into a show. But
And
we're
don't
also
even get me
very
started on
spoiled.
Siegfried and Roy at $80-something a pop.
Yeah.
Excuse
yeah,
me.
and I'm very insulted about that too.
And I can't get a comp because Steve Wynn is not in that mode.
Yeah, well, you know, they cater to the whole world now. And I, for one, let
Except
me be
for-
the first one to say, here, I got my little soapbox here, okay?
Let her loose, baby.
Here it is, my soapbox. Hey, Vegas, start treating us locals the way you used to. We would appreciate it very, very much. And now, here's Mr. Lee's email address. Mr. Lee Radio Show, one word, at yahoo.com. YAHOO. Off the Wall Media, Inc., in association with Lemonade Productions, brings you Now You're Cooking with Mr. Lee. This is Lou Angel. We've got phone lines open at 221-PATE if you'd like to share your secret recipe with us, or if you'd like to find out a little more about the quiche. Go over what you had today. The quiche?
We had some quiche and some hash browns, those brown baked potatoes, that little rice gruel as we call it, the perfect scrambled eggs, and don't forget to go to the Hash House, 6000 Spring Mountain Road at Jones.
All right, everybody. We're going to leave you to rattle them pots and pans. Be sure you tune us on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Let's have a little milk with our breakfast, or some orange juice, please, Spidey.
Milk?
Pour away.
Okay.
Milk or
Orange
OJ,
juice for me.
you know.
This would be the first bottle of milk with a cork.
All right. Pour away. Mr. Lee, thank you for this delicious quiche, seriously.
You're
You
welcome.
are the best. Don't forget to kiss the cook, everybody.
Bye-bye. Tune in tomorrow.
Your place to shop and save in Las Vegas is K-Shop, AM 1400. KSHP, North Las Vegas. 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 North Las Vegas.